scratching my legs every other second. I was only wearing shorts, so the tall grass kept grazing my thighs. Even my rubber shoes were already caked in mud. Are you guys absolutely sure this is the way? I stopped walking and crossed my arms. Just let me know if we're lost, okay? So I can at least prepare myself. Jerome and Matt stopped chatting and looked back at me at the same time. Unlike me, the two of them looked like they were actually enjoying this never-ending hike. You're usually the one who initiates such stuff. Since when did you become such a whiner on trips? Vanessa snapped. I shook my head. When? Set the trip? I use a GPS map, not some old map picked up from who knows where. I turned my gaze toward Mia, who was holding the map. Jeez, Zein, you've been complaining non-stop. It's not like you're helping, Mia barks back. What? This was literally the first time I'd complained in the hours we'd been walking. Girls, chill, Jerome chuckled. Are you tired? Matt asked. Unlike our other friends, he looked genuinely concerned. I think we can take a break for a bit. Or we could just go back? I gave a weak, forced smile. We've walked so far already. Why would we back out now? Vanessa let out a sigh and turned to Mia. Right, Mia, we're close to. Wait, where are we going again? Hell University, Jerome answered for her. Mia nodded hesitantly. Did you just randomly find that picture on the internet and print it? I accused. No, Mia blurted out. I found it. Where did you find it? Almia Mendez. Oh, she's mad. She's now using full names, Jerome laughed. Maybe if we kept walking instead of talking, we'd be there by now, Dave interrupted, cutting through the tension between me and Mia. I rolled my eyes. He was only taking Mia's side because he had a crush on her. Want me to carry your bag? Matt offered. Jerome whistled. How about you, Van? Aren't you going to offer to... You want a black eye? Vanessa cut him off, pouted as Matt approached me. He tried to take my bag, but I didn't give it. He then patted my shoulder as if trying to calm me down. And just like that, we were back at it, trekking that same endless path. Once more. Just be careful. The grass is thick. There might be snakes around, Dave reminded us. Thanks for the scare, Dave, Van answered sarcastically. Matt gripped my shoulder and moved me in front of him because I was lagging behind. He took the spot directly behind me, making him the last person in line. Do you guys find it funny? Jerome suddenly asked. Your face? Van replied. No, I mean, we were so desperate to escape our school, and now that it's our break, we're actually looking for a school. Jerome let out a loud laugh. I mentally rolled my eyes. Don't get me wrong, I love adventures just as much as my friends do. I guess that's why we became friends in the first place. But when I say adventure, I mean something that's guaranteed to be fun. Really? Hell University? Does that sound fun? No, sure. The name sounds cool, but seriously, who would name their school Hell when they could just make you experience it while hiding behind an expensive name? Was so deep in thought that I didn't notice my friends had stopped. It bumped into Van, but she didn't even react. All of them were just staring blankly ahead. My jaw dropped when I saw what they were looking at. A massive old rusting gate. In the middle, Hell University was written in something that looked like blood. Creepy. So, I guess the map was legit after all. Is this it? Jerome asked. With that big sign, I hope so, Vanessa responded sarcastically. I swallowed hard. School that stood in the middle of nowhere. It looked completely abandoned. But curiosity washed over me. Why did it look like time had totally forgotten this place? What are you doing here? Mia shrieked and hid behind Dave when a man holding a machete suddenly appeared. Even I was terrified and stepped back, bumping into Matt. Sir, are you the caretaker here? Jerome asked the old man. How did you find this place? I noticed Dave subtly trying to hide the map Mia was holding. Actually, Vanessa glanced at Mia. We're lost, Matt stepped forward. We came from a hike and were heading down, but we lost the trail. We accidentally found this abandoned school. I smiled at what Matt said. He's always calm and composed. Whenever we're stuck in a tough spot, he's the one who speaks up for us. He's that. Cool. We're out of water, sir. Is there any water inside? Jerome asked. Do you want to go in? The man asked. If his gaze was serious earlier, a smile now crept across his dry lips. Of course, Jerome answered quickly. Right, guys? He asked us, but none of us answered. They said yes, sir. Jerome answered for us. I can let you in. The man paused for a moment and looked at you one by one. I want you to know that this place isn't abandoned. You mean there are students inside? Vanessa asked, surprised. The man nodded. Well then. Let's go. Vanessa almost jumped with joy. She and Jerome even managed to high-five. See? Told you. Dave faced me. What now, Zein? You wouldn't stop whining. Now you're suddenly quiet over there. Tell me you're scared. Vanessa raised an eyebrow, clearly teasing me. Are you being a scaredy cat, Zein Shion? She's just tired, guys. Matt chuckled. It's okay, Zein, Mia said calmly. We are going to be just fine. I looked straight at the man with the machete. He was just staring back at me. Come on, Jerome frowned. I let out a sigh and nodded. The man opened a small side entrance and went in first, followed by my friends. As they entered one by one, I looked up at the big sign again. Hell University. Enter. There's no turning back. My eyes drifted to a small message carved into the wall. Once you... My lips parted slightly. What? I walked past the man with the machete and got goosebumps when I realized he was still staring at me. And just like that, the 6 of us were inside. You need to register first, the man said. I held onto Vanessa's arm as we walked. They were all excited, and I seemed to be the only one worried. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe this really was fun. This is going to be fun, Vanessa giggled. Just like the man said, school wasn't abandoned. We passed by some students. Some were walking with their heads down, while others were just sitting on the side, quietly reading books. It looked like a typical school. It just felt dead silent. Whoa, I love their uniforms, Mia muttered. We had caught the students' attention. Some looked away immediately. Others just stared blankly at us. And a few gave us very sharp, tense looks. I suddenly felt a heavy weight in my chest. Yes, school looked abandoned from the outside, and even after finding life inside, it still felt somehow lifeless. What do you mean register, sir? Matt asked. Is it just for attendance? Because we don't really plan on studying here. Like I told you, we just got lost. Why not, Matt? Jerome frowned. Isn't it cool here? Our parents don't even know about it. What do you mean? I mean, if we cut classes, our parents won't be called, since they don't know we're here. Technically, we're free. Jerome was ecstatic. Is it bad that I like that idea? Dave added. Dave, you get me? Not at all. Jerome put his arm around Dave. That's why I like you. Matt just shook his head and glanced at me. I had a feeling Matt liked the idea too. But he was holding back because he knew I was against it. Was I being a killjoy? Should I just try to enjoy it like the rest of them? This is exciting, Jerome added, waving at some girls. No one paid him any attention. We stopped walking when the atmosphere suddenly shifted. If it was been dropped silent earlier, now the noise was deafening. People were shouting and running. In one corner, a group of guys were gathered, looking like they were beating each other up. What the fuck is going on? I asked. Let's go, Matt. Dave, let's break it up, Jerome urged. No, I blocked their path. Don't get involved. That's just a riot, the man said simply, smirking. Aren't you going to do anything? Mia asked the man, who seemed completely unbothered. All your questions will be answered soon. Come on, the man said, brushing off our concerns. We had no choice but to follow him. I kept my eyes on the chaos around us. Matt walked beside me and put his arm around my shoulder, so I looked up at him. He just gave me a small, tight smile. We stopped in front of an office. The man faced us. Doesn't his face get tired from smirking all the time? We entered the office and were greeted by a woman sitting in a swivel chair. At first, she looked genuinely surprised, but it quickly turned into a smile. She gestured for us to sit, which we did. The floor, already dirty, got even muddier from our shoes. Don't they know how to clean? So, who do we have here? The woman asked, smiling. New enrollees, the man answered simply. New enrollees? The woman seemed to ponder this. Would you mind if I ask how you found our enchanting place? I almost choked. Enchanting? We got lost in the woods, Mia replied. We want to enroll, Jerome said with a smile. Jerome Marquez. Actually, just so you know, there's a riot happening outside, I said politely. Well then, I am Madame Violet Rivera, Hell University's headmistress. She took something from her drawer and gave one to each of us. You may fill out the forms. My friends were happily writing away while I kept staring at Madame Violet, who was smiling while staring back at me. My throat suddenly went dry, so just went ahead and filled out the forms too. Once we were done, we handed them to her. Come to Hell University. Madame Violet and the man with the machete laughed in unison. Thanks. How much is the tuition? Mia asked. I'm a scholar, Matt added. Owe it for now, Madame Violet? Fuck. Did you guys bring money? Jerome scratched his head. Can we... Madame Violet and the man looked at each other. Then they both burst out laughing again. Grimaced. Why did everything seem so funny to them? Crazy people. It's free. Everything is free, Madame Violet blurted out. My friends were even more thrilled. But... we'll have to pay eventually, I finished for her. Because, hell, is anything actually free nowadays? You have to know one important thing about Hell University, Madame Violet smirked. My forehead creased. We have a nightly event here called Freedom Night. Freedom! Jerome stood up, his eyes practically sparkling. Fuck yes! Or also known as Bloody Night, Madame Violet added. Jerome froze. Every 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. is our bloody night. You will have the freedom to do anything you want, even to kill. If you don't want to participate, lock all your doors. Don't step outside, because if you do, you will surely die. I felt the blood drain from my face after hearing what she said. The fuck? I blurted out. I stood up immediately. Let's get out of here, guys. People are insane. I was ready to bolt, but then I noticed my friends weren't moving. Jerome was smirking. Vanessa and Dave were doing the same. Mia was just quiet. I looked at them in disbelief. I turned to Matt. Matt, this is the adventure, Zein, Vanessa said suddenly. We can just give it a try, Dave added. If we can't handle it, we can always leave. Just one night, Zein, please. Right? And it's not like we can go home anyway. It's already dark. We might be in more danger outside. Van rolled her eyes. Why are you being such a coward today, Zein? I'm not a coward. I defended myself. Really? You look like you're about to pee yourself, Vanessa teased, and Jerome laughed along. Seriously? Can't they sense something is wrong? I love adventures, but for some reason, I have a really bad feeling about this one. Fine, whatever. I sat back down with a thud. Well then, I guess we are settled. Madame Violet stood up and turned to the man. Please assist them to their dormitory. Are you sure everything's free? Jerome double-checked. You can't take that back, okay? Newbies, Madame Violet called out to us. Better be careful. Not all your friends see you as friends. From now on, please don't let your guard down. The hell does that mean? We followed the man until he led us to the dorm. To be fair, it was a spacious, 2-story building. We girls were on the top floor, and the boys were on the bottom. There was joy on my friends' faces. They immediately started unpacking. I thought we were only staying for one night, but they acted like they were here for a long vacation. Wow, the fridge is full of food, Mia yelled from the kitchen. I let out a heavy sigh. Matt approached me. Want me to organize your clothes for you? No need. I smiled at him. We're leaving tomorrow anyway. Vanessa heard what I said and groaned. Okay, I'll go cook first, Matt said before leaving. I was left sitting in the living room. I suddenly got bored, so I stood up. Guys, I'm going out for some fresh air. Anyone coming? I asked. No one answered. I pouted and stomped out alone. I could still feel the exhaustion from hours of walking, but somehow, the cool breeze helped lighten the mood. It was getting pretty dark, too. Just one night here. We're leaving tomorrow. My feet led me to a park. I sat on a rusty swing and kicked the ground to make it move. I scanned the area and realized there were no other students in sight. I suddenly remembered what Madame Violet said about Bloody Night. Was that for real? Is that why the students suddenly disappeared? Should I be hiding too? You will die. I turned toward the voice. A guy was standing there, leaning against a tree, not far from me. He was wearing a black mask. Who are you? I asked. I stood up and backed away when I saw what fell from his hand. A knife covered in blood. Newbie, may I know your name? He asked. Zein? He laughed when he heard my answer. I almost rolled my eyes. What's so funny? Turning your wings into knives to survive. Your name sounds like an angel, but in the end, you will also end up. I backed up further as he took a step toward me. My throat went dry. Don't come any closer. Scared. You guys shouldn't have come in here. Who even are you? I shouted. I am not your friend. No one here is. I swallowed hard, my knees suddenly shaking. Doors. They have their eyes on you. Be careful. 30 minutes left before Bloody Night begins. Run now. Lock all the blood. As if on cue, I found myself running back to our dorm. Out of breath, I reached our room and slammed the door shut. There, I found my friends laughing in the living room. Where did you go? Matt asked. Just coming out of the kitchen. See? You pretend to be scared, but you were the first one to go on an adventure, Vanessa snapped. Are you okay, Zein? Mia asked. I swallowed. We made a mistake. This place is not for fun. Jerome and Vanessa laughed, so I glared at them. Matt tried to touch my arm, but I pushed him away. He looked shocked by my reaction. You know, Zein, you're going to die of fright before anything else can. You just calm down, Jerome said. We all jumped when the sound of a bell rang out. It was so loud, I echoed everywhere. I rushed to lock all the doors and windows. What's that? Mia asked. It's already Bloody Night, Vanessa answered, and tried to open the door, so I pushed her back. Whoa, easy, Zein. What is wrong with you? Do you want to die? I screamed at her. Fine. It was just a joke, she replied with a pout. I'll just want us to be safe. My voice dropped, and I struggled not to cry. Madame Violet warned us. Do you think she was just joking? What if she wasn't? What if we get hurt? Stop it now. Matt pulled me toward the sofa and made me sit. Let's stay here then. We won't go out. No one leaves. If Madame Violet is telling the truth, we're safe as long as we are inside. Jerome handed me a glass of water, which I took. Just teasing. Hey, Vanessa sat beside me. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Are you really that scared? Mia asked. There's really something about this school, I said, stuttering. I can't explain it. But I'm sure there's more to it than this bloody shit. We aren't safe here, guys. The look of joy on Madame Violet's face and the smirk on the man's lips came back to me. They were so weird. Everything here just felt weird. Morning, okay? Don't think about anything else. Calm down. Matt tried to comfort me. Okay, we'll leave tomorrow. I felt a little better after Matt said that. Sure. We all looked at Dave as he signaled for us to be quiet. He was peeking through a small gap in the curtains. We all crowded around to look too. My skin crawled when I saw people in black masks. They were walking calmly outside, as if they owned the whole place. Who are they? Matt whispered. What's with the mask? Dave asked. We quickly pulled the curtains down when one of the masked people looked toward us. We all ran to the back, away from the door. My heart was pounding in my chest. Did they see us? Dave asked. We all screamed when there was a sudden knock on the door. It started soft, but the longer we didn't open it, the louder it got. It sounded like they were going to break it down. Stop it, Luke, I heard a voice say from outside. Okay. Finally, the banging stopped. But my heart didn't stop racing. Help me here, Jay, Matt said, and the two of them pushed the sofa to block the door. Let's go upstairs, Dave urged. Mia, Vanessa, and I followed him up. We hid in the girls' room and, huddled in a corner, Jerome and Matt followed quickly behind, locked the door. I don't know how the night passed, with none of us speaking. All I could hear was the loud thumping of my heart and the fear that morning might never come for us.